Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. All things in this video are alleged. They are from my opinions only. They are used for entertainment purposes. I am here because, of course, I just got home from work and I just wanted to drop in and do a little quick video. I think everybody has probably heard that Karen, her sentencing was today and she got locked up. So let me show the news. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick so we can see that Karen was sentenced to 1 year in jail. She had 1 year in jail. Let me remove this overlay. And here we go. So it states, and this is from Fox 5 News, says Karen Huger, Real Housewives of Potomac star, sentenced to 1 year. And it's getting a brief overview of what happened. She was convicted of a DUI and other charges due to a car crash in March of 2024. Huger has been sentenced to 2 years with 1 year suspended. Of course, we know about the body cam footage that was shown from the incident. It showed where she was visibly intoxicated and she refused a breathalyzer and sobriety test. Let's see if we can play this and see how it shows.
With Calidus, redline contracts in your style in minutes and get lengthy and well-cited memos and briefs, also in minutes. All-in-one legal generative.
Topic of news this hour, all eyes remain on the Montgomery County Courthouse, where earlier today, Real Housewives of Potomac star Karen Huger learned her fate. Joining us now, our very own Bob Barnard outside of the courthouse with the latest. Hey, Bob, what's going on?
Hey there, Guy. Things are quieting down a little bit here. We definitely had some fans of the show who were here, Real Housewives of Potomac. And we just heard now from the attorney for Karen Huger. He said that she is accepting this 1 year jail sentence with peace, that she's had time to reflect on this. It seemed startling to almost everybody in the courtroom when the judge said, look, I know the state said sentence her to 2 years. At least it was the recommendation of the state to sentence Karen Huger to 2 years in prison, suspending all but 6 months. So meaning 6 months in jail. The judge said no, 1 year in jail, and that when she gets out a year from now, she cannot drive her car for another year, drive any car for another year after that. And she was to be handed over to the custody of the Department of Corrections right away, leaving the courtroom and going right to jail. She did speak before the sentencing and said that she thanks God that nobody was hurt last March 19th, just before midnight out on Oak Lawn Lane in Potomac when she had this single car accident, and admits that she has an issue mixing alcohol with prescription drugs for depression and anxiety, but that she has been going to AA meetings and plans to attend AA meetings for the rest of her life. The judge, when he handed down the sentence, said, you still seem to think it's a problem mixing alcohol with your medications, not that you have a drinking problem. And he said, look, in the last 17, 18 years, this is your 4th time you've been charged, at least initially, convicted by a jury, in this case in December, of driving under the influence, and you still don't get it, even though you'd been in treatment, outpatient, inpatient, went for 31 days to West Palm Beach earlier this year after she was convicted by a jury of this DUI charge, but that you still don't take this seriously. So the judge said you're going to jail and threw on these other restrictions, no driving for a year afterward. Even the folks who are fans of the show who've been watching this tell us they think it's a good sentence. They were just surprised that she got a year in jail.
Bob, do we know at what point she will actually be taken to the facility? Is it immediately, or will she have some time to actually prepare to go?
No, and you often wonder, and that varies. Often they'll say, okay, report back here in a month or 60 days. She was told she has like a 30 days or a year to appeal this sentence, but she's going right away. I mean, I had a chance to speak to John McCarthy, state's attorney for Montgomery County. It was one of his assistants who prosecuted this case and made the argument for 6 months in jail to the judge, Terrence McCann, here this morning. But McCarthy told me she's going right away to jail. So if she's not on her way, she may be being processed here at the courthouse, but will be on her way. We're told, handed over to the state of Maryland, but will serve her time more than likely, it appears, at the jail here in Montgomery County for a full year.
Bob, we know that this story is filled with plenty of drama. And when it comes to drama, perhaps no one loves it more than the Real Housewives of Potomac cast, if you will, along with the production crew. Do we know for drama reasons if she entered through the front door or did she do so through the back door?
We had both doors covered, Guy, but she apparently came in through a garage, like a basement garage with her lawyer. So she avoided the cameras going in, and we're not likely to see her going out. There may be like a jail van that'll leave here, but we won't see her. One of the arguments that her attorney, David Martella, made before the sentencing was that, had production on the latest season of Real Housewives of Potomac not been starting at about the time of her accident last March, she would have sought help sooner. That one of the reasons she didn't seek out and get help prior to her conviction in December was because of production of the show, but she avoided the cameras here today. Before the sentencing, she had told the judge that, I can use my platform, the fact that I have a camera lens, to try to advocate against drinking and driving, knowing now how bad it is from her recent re-education about it, but the judge was having none of that. And it was interesting. Some of the show watchers who were here and we spoke to afterward remarked on how the judge kind of read from a prepared statement. So yes, he listened to the arguments that Karen Huger's attorney made, that her plea for leniency, they were looking for home detention or probation, and to the state's argument, which had been spelled out in a document last week. But he kind of read from his what seemed to be prepared statement before he imposed the sentence. And one of the things he said was that, how many times does it take for someone to get caught drinking and driving before a real sentence is handed down? He blasted the guidelines that the judicial system and prosecutors were kind of limited to. And one quote that stuck out to me, he said that at the time of her accident last March 19th, she was filled to the gills with alcohol.
Wow.
So he wasn't buying that it was just the fact that she had mixed a couple of Stella beers with her medications. So pretty interesting goings on here at the Circuit Court in Rockville today, Guy.
It's official. Karen Huger now to serve time behind bars. Montgomery County Courthouse. Thank you so much, Bob. Truly appreciate you. We'll check back with you later.
You bet.
On the show.
So everybody knew Karen was going to jail. At least everybody was hoping she was going to go to jail, because you done had 4 DUIs, 4 whole DUIs. It's about time that they impose something on her, because the only reason she even went to the rehab was so she could say that she attempted to do something, because the whole season on Real Housewives of Potomac, she didn't take any accountability. She act like she was innocent and that she hadn't did anything wrong. So yeah, I think it's about time that they sentenced her. I'm not mad. Hell, it don't hurt my feelings one way or the other. Really don't. I shouldn't be that way, but it really doesn't hurt my feelings that Karen has been sentenced, because she been around here with her nose up in the air for the longest. This states that Karen Huger has been sentenced to 2 years in prison with 1 year suspended sentence after being convicted of a 4th DUI. Okay. The judge stated Huger had 4 offenses in the last 17 years. What are we waiting for the 5th before we sentence you to jail. After the judge blasted the state guidelines for seeking 6 months, the judge decided to sentence Huger to 1 year. Huger apologized to the judge, sharing that this was a wake-up call. And I don't understand why she didn't have a wake-up call prior to now. So you had to wait until you were convicted of your 4th DUI to have a wake-up call. And she would attend AA meetings for the rest of her life. Hugo also stated she would be an advocate for people encouraging them not to drink and drive. And the judge in the case stated you were filled to the gills with alcohol. And I know I showed the video earlier. It was playing during the thing, and let her tell it, she was in the right. Of course, I am aware that she probably wouldn't be saying a whole lot during the season as far as it went, because there was an upcoming trial. But my thing was, I don't even know why they even had a trial when she knew she was lit like that. Or did she not know how drunk she was? And it's just crazy to me that you knew that you was that freaking drunk and you decided you want to take this to trial. And the whole darn season, you talking about you gonna be vindicated, you gonna be vindicated, you gonna be vindicated. Yeah, you were vindicated, all right. You were convicted. And I don't understand why they just wanted to give you 6 months. They should have just gave you them doggone whole 2 years. You probably needed them 2 years. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense at all. This is crazy work. It's crazy. But I'm sure this will be fodder for, I don't know if they're going to be able to mention any of this next season, being as she probably won't be on there because she's going to be in jail. It's going to be interesting how they're going to play this. Are they going to make sure they hold her spot? Which they probably will, because there are several housewives. Well, I know there's housewives from Real Housewives of New Jersey. I think there was the Real Housewives of New Jersey that went to jail and then they came back, like Teresa Giudice. So they came back and was able to film. So I'm pretty sure she'll be able to come back and be able to film too. I hope and pray, I really do hope and pray that after this whole situation, she really will have learned her lesson. I hope she will. Hi, Lynell. How you doing? I really hope she will have learned her lesson, because it has taken all this time for her to say this was a wake-up call, and I don't even see it being a wake-up call because she ain't learned nothing. She hasn't learned nothing. Maybe after this stint in jail, she'll come back and be different and she would have actually learned something. But as far as when she went to this little spa retreat down there in Florida, where they said she had all these different amenities, that wasn't jail. She needed to go. I'm sorry. Karen needed to go to jail because she needed to learn that, this wasn't what she needed to do. Hopefully, she will have learned from this. I can't make no promises because I don't feel like she have, but that's just it with me. That's it with my thoughts on it. But please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about Karen being arrested. Did you think this was a fair sentence for her? Do you think she should have gotten more, or do you think she should have gotten less? Just drop down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.